Hi and welcome back to the Skin Clinic. Today it's all about the scouting page down on that sidebar. So please do subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button and also get notified of future uploads from this channel. This is the PRIISEK channel and we do appreciate everyone who comes over. But please do stick around for scouting. Okay, today's video, this one, you might need to watch this a couple of times. Scouting. If you do it yourself, this can be a big one. This is one of the biggest ones going on this game. A massive job. You need to have your wits about you in the scouting room, I tell you. There's a lot of players, a lot of things to be dealt with, and on the main homepage you have your scouting center. Now this is the players that have been recommended to you, and it will say here at the moment that Jay Simpson has recommended Wilson on this particular date. So Ian Wilson, you'll see his name. So it's there's a lot of detail going on in this screen. We do have a few different windows across the top on this one, and lots of detail in among the window. So we will start at the top. I digress from where I started off over here, just giving you a brief information. But so in the top section, scouting responsibility, I leave this for the chief scout. He's not called a chief scout for no reason. If you wanted to, you could delegate it to yourself. You know, I handle the scouting meetings because I think that's only fair. Provide scout feedback, again, I have my chief scout doing that, but it's entirely your call. Then in here we've got all of our scouts are on general at the moment. We couldn't really afford much of a budget. We are only Truro City in the championship. We're punching above our weight at the moment. Recruitment team, so there's 11 members. 2 are unassigned. Next window across, scouting budget. So as we can see, if we click on the little drop down here, you could transfer that if you wished into budgets for your transfers, if you were allowed. I'm currently not allowed to. Bit of a shame. Be nice to have more transfer money, but that's just what happens. Then the last one is your transfer budget and your wage budget. Again, you can click down here and you can move this slider around. If it's available to slide, your little hand will pop up there. Move it across. So we could currently add nearly 80 grand to our transfer budget, but we'd whittle away a couple of grand in our wage budget. You don't really want to do that. Now, as we can see, it says cards and lists. This box window you see here is a card. So this is a scout card. If I switch it to lists, all the players that are recommended to me at the moment then become up like so. So there's 5 recommendations. Go back to cards and you'll see down the bottom here 5 remaining. So it's entirely your call on how you want to proceed with it. Some people prefer just the list, and they can have a little look at each of them. So you can right click on the little person there. See it highlight up there, look. Click on it and you can give a basic little bit of information. Gives you their attributes, preferred foot, personality, media description, reputation, goalkeeping rating, and their player traits. And you can do that for every one of them. It also gives you an overview in the top here, their name, their position, their country, how old they are, any caps, current team they're playing for, value, also their wage currently, and their reputation, what they're doing, so they're a regular starter for their club. Down below here, look, you have best position and best role. So this lad here, Kyle John, his best position is a right midfielder on winger support. Down below the boxes with all the attributes in, you also got your height and weight in this one as well. Down below is the positions he can play. So he could play at right back, he's natural. He's accomplished as a wing back, natural right midfielder, accomplished as a winger. He's awkward as a centre midfielder and a makeshift defensive midfielder. And there's a bit of his dynamics, saying he's fairly happy, fairly good where he is. He's got one positive, and pleased to be at a successful club that is Fleetwood. I don't know how successful Fleetwood are, but yes. What this one does with the card, it also gives you, if we clicked on Wilson, ability, potential ability, prices, wage. So you've come up, the style was a recruitment meeting. So we had a recruitment meeting saying that we needed a defensive midfielder or central midfielder. So he's come up from that. So this here gives you a basic information of what the scouts think about him. So going across the top again, as we were saying earlier, there's the scout. Across here as well, it says the scout playing judging of ability and judging potential is 10 and 11. So he's not the best scout in the world, but then we're on a limited budget down at Truro. Now, scout report, pros and cons. So you'll have, depending on the type of player he is, you'll have some players that'll have a whole ream of pros and a whole ream of cons. Or like this one, not a lot really. Doesn't like big matches, it says. Something might not be interested in him. Lack of flair might limit him. Defensive midfielder. Do you need flair with a defensive midfielder? Not really. Is likely to find it difficult to fit into the core group. Well, we have ways of sorting that out. That's not really an issue. But he's got good work rate. He's natural in a couple of positions. Matches signing philosophy. Perfect. And so on and so on. So there's all those bits there. Attributes. So where you could hover on it in the other window, you've got an option just to click it. So it brings up the attributes like so. Position and role. So here you have a bit more in-depth. So we can see, because he's been scouted 100%, we can see it there, 100% scouted. We've got the full information about the lad. So he's an intelligent player. If you hover on that, it'll just give you a breakdown of what intelligent player means. Left foot, reasonable. Right foot, very strong. These are the roles he can play in. So he's equally adept at playing advanced playmaker, ball-winning midfielder, Mazzala, so on, going right up through. He'll obviously have his preferred role, which we saw already was I think it was a box-to-box midfielder was preferred role for this one. And if you click down, it will then say what's his preferred role in each of these positions. Because he's unconvincing, they haven't really scouted that. So that's fair enough. But as a defensive midfielder, half-back, so it's probably the top one is probably his preferred role, I should think, maybe. So Calero for that one there. But also, it tells you, with the list of players that we have in those particular roles, he would be 6th. As a defensive midfielder, he would be 4th. So it sort of just gives you an idea. And it gives you the ability of the stars. They're saying that He's a 3-star player. We've already got people at 3.5-star players in that role. So it's, you know, we're not too fussed about this lad, to be honest. Looking at his stats, yeah, he's not bad, but I'm sure we can do better than that. Medical. So your medical staff have done a quick little overview as well, saying that he's physically fit, he's sharp, he's got no injury concerns, he's below average on reoccurring injuries, so that's good news as well. Over to the right here, you've got your transfer information. So there's 2 transfers incoming potentially that we're trying to sign. There's nobody going out of the club currently. Transfer budget of 0, wage budget, that's what's left of our wage budget. So as you can see, the figures differ because that's what our budget is. That's what we got left. Player scouting, senior package, no package, youth package, nothing. So we can't afford it. That's pretty much what it means. We can't afford player searches. Regional knowledge. This is an interesting one because as you sign scouts, if you've signed a scout who's South African, Brazilian, whatever, they will bring that knowledge with them. So that will add to your portfolio. It's quite a good way of doing things. If somebody's played in numerous countries, sign them as a scout if you can. They might not be the best scout in the world, but if they've got the knowledge, that will help. That will help you. Alright? Now, the last remaining bits across the bottom, we'll see remove from shortlist, add to transfer target, discard, acknowledge. So get analysis report, scout player, make an offer, offer a trial, ask agent's advice. If he was on a free transfer, offer a trial, normally get accepted if they're interested. If they're signed to a club, it's a little bit more difficult. It's really up to the club. If we click on agent availability, it'll give you a little breakdown. This is almost like a little chat between you two, and the agent will give you a basic bit of information saying that he's interested in signing for you. He would look forward to playing in the Sky Bet with Truro, how much it would cost to get him, how much wages it would be, what role he'd prefer to play in, and it just gives you a breakdown of what his contract is currently, his morale, agreed playing time, and all. So you can then exit the talks from either of the 2 clicks. If you wanted to do it again, you'd have to wait until you go round to him again, because obviously you've asked him once. They're not going to keep messing around and keep talking to you all the time. Offer a trial. If you offered a trial, it would just click to the next player, and it would then come through and say you've offered a trial. So this lad here, this one, we could get analysis reports. Again, click on get analysis report, it will then click on to the next player. These players are automatically added to your shortlist. If you've got someone on your shortlist or you want to add someone to the shortlist, click, bring up the white box, acknowledge. So this lad is a 4-star potential player. Again, add, acknowledge. So Terrell Whitaker, he was a quality player when I was down in the lower leagues. We tried to sign him. Now look, only a 3-star player. So what you could say is discard, not interested in him. Then the window becomes blank. Now we'll leave some of the other bits till last. Knowledge first of all. So this is a breakdown of where he was in the scouting centre. If you clicked on this part here, it brings you up to your knowledge. So it says in the UK we're pretty good, we're outstanding, 84% we know about. And here we can see worldwide we've got 7% of it. We've got a long way to go before we know all about the world. As we can see with the different colours here, obviously the reds are the worst, oranges are get in there, greens aren't so bad. And here it tells you about the knowledge these players have got in particular countries. So we can see that some of them have got a bit of interest in other countries that we might not even know about. So Sierra Leone, Tom Legg, Tanzania, Bermuda. You know, some of these scouts we've got have got lots of knowledge in different places, so that's quite good. Shortlist. Any player, like I said, if you add them to your shortlist, if you click the little box to add them to it, they will come in here. So Kyle John that we was talking about, he's now on our shortlist. And it says the scouts report was 2 days old. Here gives you a breakdown of, it's a bit of a pie in the sky sort of thing really. It does sort of work. It's sort of, you know, 82%. Yeah, it's pretty good, but you want to be getting someone 90 odd % before you could say, I don't need any more information, let's sign this lad now. But again, it just gives you a breakdown in the box. It says what position he can play in, how much his wage demands are going to be, and so on, as you can see there. And it's, if we go to this one here, 63% would be a useful sign-in. So they're sort of saying, yeah, all right, he's not the best in the world, he would do a job for us. And as we can see in these positions, it says inverted winger 3. It is a 3 in the box, so he's currently not very good in that position. If we can find someone who's got a decent, so these 5s coming up through there, because he's a 4-star potential player, but currently not good enough to get any higher than that. Another one there, 4s and 5s. Obviously, you know, a goalkeeper there at 7. So this lad, he would be a very good goalkeeper. He would be the best goalkeeper at the club, although we do have a keeper there listed number 3, who is a 4.5-star potential goalkeeper. Analysis report 47%. So again, it's just sort of saying that wouldn't bother signing him. You know, he's been on our scout report for 38 days, but we're not really interested like that. We pop these players on there now and again and just keep an eye in case they do develop on to be really good. As we can see, lists. We click on lists. Oh no, sorry, that's something else I was thinking about. Don't worry about it. Right, and assignments. Yeah, because all this is, it's a list of the players. It doesn't change. You can click on positions, sorry, and then you can scout. So goalkeepers, click on goalkeepers. It will then bring up the goalkeepers only. So it says that we've already got 2 goalkeepers. Yep. We've got 5 central defenders, we've got 1 left back, we've got 1 right back. So as you click on them, it would just say, look, you know, that's where we need to be looking to improve things. Assignments. So, depending on how your scout has set them up, or whether you have set them up yourself. So they're all on general focus. We've got a couple people doing analysis of next opponents. I don't know why 2 of them are doing it. Obviously one's head of performance and one's performance analysis. Then you've got your scouts all doing your jobs as well. So he's doing next opponents as well. So we're finding out lots of information about our next opponents with 3 different people that are doing it. They all give you reports. If you wish to change these people, you would click into them and change it, but that's for another video. So this is your assignments page. Scout priorities. So the priorities are the players you might have at the club that have gone out on loan, or players that you're really keen on signing. That's the priority. So they're scouting them for a week to see how good they are for you. We've got 3 players out on loan currently, so they're being prioritized as well to see how they're developing for you. Analysis report again, so there's another one. Just gives you, we've asked for an analysis report. So this lad, they're going to give us an analysis. Slightly different from scouting, it just gives you a bit more information. So use it how you will. Player search. Depending, I need to change that to a normal view a second. I need to clear that out 1 second. Right. So this will be all of the players. If I do by value, every single player in the world is now here. 4,497 players currently in this database. It's only a small one, just a little mess around while I do. And Mbappe, so if you click on him, yeah, look at the state of him, look. And see what you could do, ask agent. Now what do you think is going to happen now with Mbappe? They politely say wouldn't be interested. Fair enough. On the player search. Okay, over here. Interested in a transfer. Click on that. You can then click on the cog, which will say, are they interested? Extremely interested, very interested, interested, slightly interested, unsure whether they want to sign for you, or doubtful. Always click it to doubtful. Anyone who's doubtful, it means they're interested. At the end of the day, yeah, they are interested, so that's the best one to go for. Click interested, click on the little cog and put it to doubtful. You could also click on loans, same again, so that'll, if we've got 3,000 players there, that's gone back to free. So yeah, there's more players interested in loaning to us than there is actually in just transferring to us. You can change your screens to whichever you please. Up here, overview, general info, contract, transfer. I think I've got a couple of scouting ones here. This is quite a nice one I've set up for myself, which is available to download from my downloads page, which if you've already downloaded the skin, or if not, the link is in the description. And as we can see here, just gives you a bit more information, tells you about all the positions they can play in, just general breakdown of everything you need to know. Scouted players. So these are the players that we have scouted over the time, and again, we've got some players here who are awesome players. Martin Romero, what a player he would be. He's on loan from Burnley, and yeah, 5-star potential player, 4.5-star current ability. We did try to get him on loan, missed out to Burnley unfortunately, but these are all the players that you have scouted over the time. I've got it currently set to potential ability, so anyone who's got potential comes up to the top. 95, look, see this lad. Now you'll see, look, his best role is a Mazzala. He'd be the best player we've got in midfield. Should sign Romario for whatever the price. I'd love to, but you can see there he is a 9 out of 10. So for the player rating, as we saw with the, if you watched the tactics video, please do go back and watch it if you haven't. It explains about the ratings. You go from a 1 to a star rated player. As you can see with this one, as a Mazzala, he is a 9 because he's only 4.5 star current ability, not 5 star potential like he is. So that is the scouted players. Analysed players, so again, just gives you a bit more information about the players that have been analysed. Discard list. So every player that you've had on your list that you've discarded are in here. You might want to go back to them now and again. You might want to remove the whole list. You can do that as well. Obviously, you need to go through whichever way you wish to remove them. That would be your call. And recent. So all the recent players that you have viewed are in a list here. Now, when it says viewed, that means you have clicked on their profile, not just clicked like so. And I hope that helps you with scouting. It's been quite a long video. I knew it would be, because scouting is a big one. But it's all down to personal preference. I do say it throughout all of the videos I do. This is only recommendations. This is how I play the game myself. I've been playing since 1985 or whatever it was. Whenever 1982 was it when the first games ever come out? Little stick men running around. Do anyone remember that? Too old? Yeah, possibly too old. I don't know. But that is scouting. And please do, appreciations come flowing out to you when you subscribe to this channel. And also, hit that like button. Can we get 20 likes on this video? I don't know. Aim for the sky. 25, whatever. Please do. And we will be back for the next one, which is the transfer centre. Again, another big one. Don't think it's going to be as big as this one, but we will see. But please do come back for it again. That was scouting. We'll see you soon.